Yes, the fact that the Arab League has 22 countries and Jews have one country is very relevant because the narrative is that Israel is a colonial white supremacist entity, which is ridiculous because where did they colonize? Where did they conquer? They have one country and they have to keep fighting to have it. Also, most people do not understand what Zionism is. They've imagined it's a monstrosity and that they've separated it from Judaism. Most Jewish people in Israel identify as Zionists, so obviously we're missing something. So, yeah, this is not a genocide, it's a war that was started on October 7th because Hamas are Islamic extremists who their entire identity revolves around removing Israelis and Jews from the face of the earth. They want Israel gone, they want Jews gone, they want them to leave the land. A land that they are indigenous to, by the way. There are archaeological sites in Gaza of synagogues that were built in the 6th century. And Islamic extremists can't function without wanting to get rid of Jews. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. I grew up in the 90s hearing about a suicide bomber every other week in Israel. That was the normal thing to hear about on the news. And I was like 17 years old, 18 years old, and in my mind at that time, I just thought, you know what? The Middle East is just backwards. It's just full of uncivilized people who can't live without bombing each other. That's really what I thought. And the media at the time, or school, didn't really do a good job of explaining to us what was actually going on over there. As leftists, we believe in coexistence, and Islam does not believe in coexistence. Islam is about conquering other countries and bringing Islam to them. That's it. Radical Islamists committed 9/11. Radical Islamists committed October 7th, and they're going to keep doing it. And instead of chanting and marching in the streets and protesting, asking for the return of the hostages, what we did in the West, we took to the streets and basically said that October 7th was a valid resistance and that Israel deserved what they got. When you go to the airport, you have to take off your shoes. They have to search all your stuff. They x-ray your bags. That's not because of Jewish people. That's because of Islamic extremists. The entire world has had to adapt and change the way that they live because of radical Islam. Most people on the left don't see this. They don't see this. I didn't see it for the longest time. But at some point, some dots just didn't connect, didn't make sense to me. And I genuinely don't know if people are just unable to admit that they were wrong or say that they just don't have the right information, because I genuinely believe that this is not because people on the left hate Jews. I genuinely believe that people on the left are just ignorant. And I'm not being condescending, it's just the truth. We are ignorant about the Middle East. And the goal that every single person who speaks about politics or who comments about politics and the current state of the world, the goal should be peace. The goal should not be to inflame, make the situation worse by calling something a genocide when it is not.